Welcome back to the Mad Spiderverse. I'm Mad Spidey. Thank you once again for tuning into my channel. First video of the week. It's the end of the week and it's the first video of the week. I've actually been getting over this sort of stomach bug that I've had at the since last weekend pretty much, and yeah, just feeling very lethargic and just have not had much energy to do any videos. So I thought it's the end of the week, I need to do at least one, try and get it in. So go back, fall on the old school favorite, my statue collection. Now obviously I did the big 50th episode last week or the week before, can't remember, I think it might have been last week. So episode 51, so we're moving on to the next milestone. We're going to be moving up to the 100th episode. So as I always do, my statue collection is comprised of all Bowen Designs statues. Now Bowen Designs, if you don't know who they were very prevalent in the mid to late 90s and to the early 2000s. They did 5 phases. They did mini-busts, mini statues, full-size statues. I decided to give away get rid of the mini statues because 9 times out of 10, they were exactly the same as the full size. They were just on a smaller scale. So I stuck to the mini-busts and the full-size statues. Now, obviously, they had the Marvel license at the time. They were pretty much... There was a few companies around at the time, but Bowen Designs was, the company at the time. Obviously now, there's a million statue companies, the Sideshow and Iron Studios and PCS and XM and every other alphabet you could think of. There's plenty around at the moment. But yeah, I amassed quite a collection of Bowen Designs, so I do this series to show you guys what I actually own. So let's get stuck into it. So today is going to be another mini bust, because I may have said this before, but I do tend to have a lot more mini busts than I do full-size statues, only because of costing and shipping and weight and all that sort of stuff. And it was easier, obviously, to accumulate because they were a bit more affordable. So, but I will, as I sort of dive into the pile, because these are all in storage, as I dial into the pile, if I come across a full size, I will grab one and obviously show you. So, but it's just, I'll be showing everything eventually. But yeah, so another mini bust today. Got the Spidey shirt on. So let's do something Spidey orientated, as I like to do. And it's a villain today, and it is Shocker. So, if you've seen any of these videos before, you'll know the trademark grey box that Bowen Designs come in, that have a little sort of collage in there of all sort of marble-y sort of stuff. Now, being a mini bust, they will show you a couple of pictures on the side with like sculpt details who did the prototype, how tall it is and things like that. And if there are multiple versions, they will quite often show the multiple versions on the side. And on the other side, they will have a synopsis of the character themselves. They'll always have 2 photos of 2 comic books. Generally speaking, the first book is usually their first appearance, and the second book will be a book closer to the time of release of the actual statue or mini bust itself. The other thing to note before we get into it is it'll have the edition number sticker on the bottom there. If it doesn't, watch some previous videos and you'll find out, the reasons behind that. So this one was released worldwide with an edition number of 1800. So it's not the biggest mini bust sort of run. As I've said before, many of the mini busts were generally sort of 2 to 3, 4,000, right up until I think the biggest one might have even been 10,000 possibly. So 1800 is quite small comparable. And this one is actually a very, very low number. It is number 6. So I've never been fussed about the numbers. I only wanted the item itself. Tried to become a completist. Didn't happen, but I tried. But yeah, if it's like an artist proof or it's signed or stuff like that, that's extra cool. But other than that, I'm not fussed about them. I don't care whether it's number 1 or number 1800 or a random number in between. It doesn't faze me. So anyway, let's open it up, show you what it looks like. Now, 9 times out of 10 again, once you pull the foam out, it will generally have up or the Bowen Designs symbol on there, so you know which way to open it up from. Not always, but most of the time it will. So there's no extra bits and pieces, so I don't have to worry about putting anything together. And there is the beast himself. Now you can generally tell that, excuse me, generally tell when a mini-bust has arms that it was done from phase 2 onwards, because most of the mini-busts that were done in the first phase were very basic. They're pretty much just a torso, no arms, generally hardly any detail on the back, and the bases were very plain. Now there are a few exceptions to that rule, but that was the main consensus. So from phase 2 onwards, they started obviously more detail, especially in the base as well. As you can see with the base with this one, sort of got lightning crackled through it. So if the lightning wasn't, you know, if the crackling wasn't through there, it wouldn't, obviously, it'd just be pretty much a plain black base. And then it's got all the details on the bottom, all your trademark stuff down below, and also your corresponding number of number 6. It's very, very small, so it's a bit hard to see. But yeah, even the detail in his suit, because obviously, you know, it's got that sort of lattice work through the suit. So just the amount of detail and things like that is actually quite good for something so small. Because he's got a fairly simple sort of costume. Obviously the gauntlets on there as well. So, and as I said, like later phases, they didn't really do much on the back. So, but still, for a fairly small piece, still fairly detailed. So, yeah, and Shocker is one of my more favourite villains as well. Like, he's not everybody's cup of tea, but I definitely like him as a villain. So, anyway, that'll do for this particular video. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, check the rest of the playlist. You know, I always add it to the, I try to put all my videos in playlists as much as possible. So if you do like this sort of content, you can check out some of the other ones. So there is 50 other episodes besides this one. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, do all that usual YouTubey stuff for me if you could, please. Leave a comment down below if you want to. Hit the thumbs up on your way out and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. That would be greatly, greatly appreciated. So anyway, hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and Spidey out.